Hey everybody, this is my first press conference that I've ever had in a locker room before. I was talking to a few of you before we got started, and you were asking what the old locker room looked like, so you can't truly appreciate it without just seeing the progress that we've made. But you know, today is a big day. It's a big day for a lot of reasons. Obviously the first day of fall camp. I was telling the team earlier this morning, you know, this is my 19th fall camp, going into 4 as a player and now the 15th as a college coach, and it's always an exciting time every year, but this one is just even a little bit more special because of today and the opportunity for our players to be able to see their new locker room and the things that are going on. And you know, it was one of the questions earlier was, you know, what was my favorite part of this entire process, and I would say, you know, it was the 10 seconds of when they opened the doors, of seeing our players run in here and just seeing their excitement. And you know, it really reminded me of something that Michael Kelly has been talking about for the last year, you know, dealing with all the challenges and everything with the COVID year there in 2020. You know, a big challenge he had for all of our coaches and athletic staff is, you know, I want to see our athletic department and our teams really charging, you know, out of this 2020 into what's in front of us. And he kind of mentioned that this morning to our players about seeing that bull kind of charging out of 2020 and into a strong 2021 and beyond, and kind of seeing us run through those doors this morning, you know, just really reminded me of that. And you know, before I get to some of the team comments, I do want to just take a minute and thank our administration for all of their work. I mean, this has been an incredible project, and the timeline that this got done is absolutely incredible. And I mean, there are many people that spent you know, many hours, 24/7 weekends and all that to get this accomplished. You know, starting off with Michael Kelly and just his support of this project and his approval and really all of his energy going to making this a first-class project. Barry Clements, one of our deputy athletic directors, who's in charge of all of our facility projects. I mean, he just did an awesome job. Every morning he's walking down for the last couple of months and give me exactly where we are, what we're doing, the timeline, when the stuff is getting here. And he and his staff, Joey Mitchell and his staff, have done an excellent job. Albert Boone, our director of football operations. Albert wears a lot of hats, and Albert was great in kind of being a person communicating with a lot of people. Lalo Prada, who's the head of our Bulls Club, the Bulls Club and their staff did an awesome job. You know, I really want to thank over 500 donors, you know, were a part of this project. And this project is one of several projects that we're doing. We have a $25 million you know, campaign that's going on, that's including, you know, about $3 million here in building this new locker room and some of the renovations in our team room and coaches' offices and meeting rooms upstairs, you know, to go along with the indoor performance center that we're expecting to break ground here later this fall. But we had over 500 donors that were a part of this right here, and every person's donation counted. I saw some people on social media giving $25, and it probably, you know, bought one of those little U's right there on the locker. But man, this is a huge next step for our program. And you know, this year we're really excited to be celebrating our 25th year of college. I'm going to get an opportunity to meet with our players later tonight and kind of you know, a little bit of our program installation. And I got a great video that I can't wait to show them. It's showing that first year, you know, all the way back in 1995 when they started, and the Ponderosa, you know, where the meeting rooms and coaches' offices were, you know, out there in the trailers, to 2004 being able to move over here to the Leroy Selman Athletic Center, and how big of a move that was. And then, you know, today what we're doing as we move forward, you know, this is really just our next step in the journey. And I know as a team and as a program, you know, we're not where we want to be, but I have a lot of confidence that we're heading that direction very quickly. There's just a you know, and it's not just about this locker room or the new building improvements. There's a very genuine positive energy that's going through our athletic department, through our football team right now, it's very encouraging to myself and our staff, and I think our players are a big part of that. You know, getting here last year, my number one priority and the number one priority of our coaching staff was really to change the culture. And hopefully when you walked in, the very first quote that you see in our locker room is you know, Bill Walsh's quote, where he says, "The culture precedes positive results. It doesn't get tacked on as an afterthought on your way to the victory stand. Champions behave like champions before they're champions. They have a winning standard of performance before they win." And you know, I think that quote really sums up where we are as a football team and where we are as a football program. I think over my 18 months that I've been here, have been a lot of challenges, but the thing that I can definitely hang my hat on right now is the change in figuratively, I guess, and physically, I guess, the change in our locker room, our team. The culture is completely different than whenever we showed up a year and a half ago, and so I give a lot of our leaders credit for that. We still have a lot of work to do. Developing the right culture, a winning culture, is something that never ends. It's a process that you have to continue each and every day, but I know that we've made a lot of progress in that area. Our players are just finishing a very challenging 8 weeks of summer workouts. You know, it's been you know, we had a goal in January. We set a goal of we wanted to reach 500 bull pounds, and so what bull pounds are for us, it's positive pounds. And so for the players that needed to gain weight, we set a goal weight for them, and every pound that they gained from January until today, that was a positive pound that goes towards our ultimate goal of 500 bull pounds. For the guys that needed to lose weight, every pound that they lost, that goes into the counts towards that 500 bull pounds. And so we had our big weigh-in today in the locker room after they got to see the locker room and find their lockers, and we hit 525 bull pounds today. So you know, that work from January until now, you know, it really says a lot about the physical condition of our players as we enter fall camp. AJ Artis, our head strength coach, him and his staff have done a fantastic job with our guys this summer, and I feel very confident that we're going to see progress from our team this year. How much progress, what exactly that looks like, you know, that's really up to our team to decide by the work ethic and commitment they're willing to make. A couple of roster updates. Quarterback Brendan Sear and transfer defensive lineman Xavier Yarborough have left the team due to some personal obligations that they have back home, so they will not be with us, and we wish them the very best during this time. We have 117 players reporting for camp, and you know, we still have summer classes going on. We're reporting 2 days earlier than most programs because we play on Thursday night on September the 2nd as opposed to Saturday. So we still have a lot of academic requirements that our guys have, kind of from 12 to 6 here for the next 3 or 4 days. So because of that, you know, our schedule's a little bit different. Like I said, our players will come back tonight for some program installation meetings. Tomorrow morning, our players will come in, they'll get a lift, they'll meet with their position coaches for the first time, because those are some of the things we're not allowed to do in the summer. And then we're going to go out for a walkthrough tomorrow, since we're not going to have everybody. We'll come back and meet in the evening, and then our first official practice will be Thursday morning. And you know, we get 25 practices as a part of fall camp. So you think about, you know, how much work we got in during spring practice, and I was really pleased with the improvement I saw from our team in 15 spring practices, and you know, we get 25 here before we kick it off September the 2nd. So you know, I really am excited. I believe our players, our staff are very eager and ready to get to work this week. And you know, kind of one of our mottos, we have several kind of mottos and slogans. You'll see our guys wearing shirts or different hashtags and stuff on social media, but one of our mottos for this year is "It's time to eat." And kind of how I explain that is, you know, my wife is a really good cook, and little 5-year-old daughter Savannah, she loves to set the table. So about 5 minutes before it's time to eat dinner, my wife Sarah looked at Savannah and say, "Savannah, do you want to set the table?" She'll go run out and put the placemats and the napkin, the fork, spoon, knife, all that, and the cup, put ice in it, the whole deal. And then, you know, about 5 minutes later, Sarah will tell me, "All right, it's time to eat." All right, and I put my phone down, get up and go eat, and it's really good. So kind of what I told our players, hey, last year we're setting the table, right? There's a lot of things going on, new coaches getting here, a lot of challenges and all that. We're setting the table. Now it's time to eat. And then, kind of using that as, hey, we got some big time challenges on our schedule, which are also great opportunities for us. And, the E in eat is for embrace it, right? Man, embrace these challenges and opportunities we have ahead of us. The A is for attack it, right? We have to take action. We cannot just stand idly by and think that we're going to make progress. And then finally, the T is for together, right? We got to do it together. So embrace it, attack it together. That's kind of what our mindset is as we go into fall camp and go into this season. So with that, I'll open it up for any questions.
Coach, with the does it feel like a rebirth of the football program now?
Yeah, and I don't know that I would use the word rebirth. I would just say it's the next chapter, right? I mean, there's been a lot of great things accomplished, again, as we kind of look back at the 25 years of our program and see the progression from the very beginning, to where we are now. There's been a lot of progression, but, what I've kind of challenged our players, and part of my message talking to them tonight is, hey, it's our turn now, right? And, we have the pen, right? And there's still more chapters, you look at the University of Florida, Florida State University, like these are programs that have played over 100 years of college football, right? We're going into our 25th year. And so for me, it's the next chapter, and I really believe that, how we do and how we embrace these next, 2 to 5 years are probably going to have a very big impact on what the next 25 years of this program looks like. And that's really what our focus is.
Coach, does it feel like USF has entered the arms race with something like this, and now what's supposed to be coming ahead, hopefully?
Yeah, I think we're definitely modernizing our athletic facilities. And again, each step has been great. I wasn't here in 2004 when they opened up this building, but I'm sure there was a lot of excitement. And I think, we had using different locker rooms at the physical education and all these different places. And so this is kind of the next chapter for us. There's no doubt that, we have some work to do with the facilities. Absolutely, but we have a great plan, and that's what I'm excited about. I think our players are really, excited how quickly this got done. And I think that, again, that goes back to my opening comments with Michael Kelly and even President Corral, during his year and a half that I had with him. He was very supportive of this. He pushed for this, and there's a lot of meetings that have to take place from the president's office over here. There's a reason that there haven't been a lot of facilities built, in the last 15 years. It's hard. It doesn't just happen on its own. It takes an alignment and leadership. And so for the university and for the athletic department, everybody, Barry Clements, everybody to kind of be on the same page of what we want to do. I think this is going to be the first of many improvements and new facilities and things we're going to see here over the next 5 and 10 years. And I think we'll remember this day as kind of getting that new locker room, and then we're going to look at everything that's going to come after that. And I definitely think that's going to position us. You go from maybe a negative where maybe you don't have some of the things that some of the other people have, but then all of a sudden when you build it, you have the newest one and the nicest one, and then that kind of turns into your momentum of your program. And so I'm very confident with the way that we're set up and how the new facilities are going to help us kind of with the momentum moving forward.
I thought if I heard you correctly, you said the IPF hopefully breaking ground in the fall. Is there anything like holding it up? Like is the hope still to be able to be practicing in it next August?
Yeah, the plan is continuing to be moved forward through the different channels. I could sit here and list a lot of different things that are going on, that are just out of our control when you're ordering materials and those type of things. But I'm very optimistic that we're going to break ground this fall, and we got to let board meetings and all those things happen in the right order before we make formal announcements. But I wouldn't tell you that I'm not optimistic if I didn't believe that.
Coach, there's no just surviving 2020. Team has to be stronger, right?
Yeah, I was actually having a conversation with somebody a little while ago. I felt like last year I was kind of managing a little bit, where now I feel like going to this fall camp, we get a chance to coach, right? And just, there's definitely a lot of challenges. Everybody was facing those challenges. It wasn't unique just to our staff and our team, but it is unique in the fact that we had a first-year staff coming together during that time. And it's something that's not fun going through everything that maybe we went through on the field, off the field, but it's something after you do it, you realize, it's a necessary step to get to where we want to go. I believe that we probably made 2 years worth of progress just within our own team dynamics and our culture and all that, because there were a lot of tough issues that were kind of forced into that, into our team room, if you will, and just going through. You learn a lot about the people you're with when you go through adversity, and we obviously had a lot of adversity, probably more than most last year.
Jeff, you talked about last year being a setting the table year. What kind of from your roster and what you see gives you confidence that you guys can start chowing down this year?
Yeah, I think it starts with kind of what I talked about first, just the culture change. I think as a coach, that's where it starts. And then once you get the culture going in the right direction, then you're really able, then all of a sudden you're not the only one speaking up and trying to coach and correct. You got leaders like these guys you are getting ready to talk to, that are speaking up, and the team starts taking ownership of themselves, and just that dynamic. I would say I met with the Bull Council, which is 12 of our leaders. They came over to my house last week. It's the first time in 18 months I've been able to do something like that, and man, just to sit around in the living room and visit with them and ask them questions and hear their confidence in the changes that have taken place within our team. That's probably what gives me the most confidence. Then the next thing I would say is having a spring practice, having a year to develop our players. I mean, last year the fall was kind of like a spring. I mean, you're really going through your playbook for the first time, and you can have meetings on Zoom, but until you actually go out, practice it, go in the meeting room, go out and correct it. I mean, that's really what it takes. So I think that, and we're definitely going to make progress. Are we a finished product? Absolutely not. And I knew whenever I accepted the job that it was going to be a big challenge, but also a great opportunity. And I'm optimistic that our fans and everybody associated will be able to see progress, and exactly what that looks like, I don't know yet. There's a lot of variables to play into that.
Coach, in your former job, when they had the coaching change, it didn't just happen. It didn't go to 13-1 or anything like that. How much of that can you take from knowing that building block process that happened there?
Yeah, there's a lot of things. Obviously, being there 12 years, being around a dynamic leader like Coach Sweeney. But I was telling this story again last night or yesterday at our fundraiser golf tournament. But literally, when Coach Sweeney took over, I think ESPN ran across the ticker 0 in midseason, October 13th, 2008. 0 of the last 29 mid-season interim head coaches have ever gone on to be named full-time head coach. I mean, that's literally where it started. And just, Clemson, had not had the success that, everybody felt that they should have. And, what it took the locker room, getting the leaders involved, getting the players to buy in, getting the players to believe. It took facilities. I mean, that was a big thing. Coach Sweeney came around because Clemson's a very unique place and had a lot of tradition in the past, and a lot of the things when Coach Sweeney took over were very similar to how they were 10, 15, 20 years beforehand. And Coach Sweeney came in and started meeting with the right people, and first thing we got the indoor facility, and then the new facility, and everything